Have you ever wondered what happened to the 12 tribes of Ishmael, the son of Abraham? Where are they today? It may seem like a movie thing, but this story is as real as it is fascinating. Ishmael had 12 sons who gave birth to tribes scattered throughout the Middle East. Today, we will discover where the descendants of these tribes are and how their heritage still influences the modern world. Prepare for a historical and cultural journey that will change the way you view the past and present of the Middle East. Ishmael, son of Abraham and Hagar, is a central figure in the religious traditions of the Middle East. According to the biblical account, Ishmael was born of the relationship between Abraham and his Egyptian servant Hagar. After Sarah, Abraham's wife, could not have children, Ishmael is remembered as the patriarch of the Arab nations, and his history is intrinsically linked to the foundation of these nations. God made a promise to Hagar that his son Ishmael would be the father of 12 princes and a great nation, a promise that echoes in both the Bible and the Quran, making Ishmael a venerated figure in both Judaism and Islam. This promise was fulfilled when Ishmael had 12 sons, who became the founders of the 12 tribes: Nebaioth, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mizma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jether, Naphi, and Kedemah. Each of these tribes settled in different regions of the Middle East, influencing the culture and history of these areas. The biblical narrative suggests that these tribes spread mainly across the Arabian Peninsula, contributing to the development of civilizations in the region. Today, the descendants of Ishmael are recognized as the ancestors of modern Arab peoples, and the history of the 12 tribes of Ishmael is a testimony to the enduring influence of their lineage. The 12 tribes have a rich and specific history, reflecting the diversity and complexity of ancient Middle Eastern societies. Nebaioth, the firstborn of Ishmael, is often associated with the region of Petra in Jordan, and his descendants are considered the ancestors of the Nabateans. Kedar, the second tribe, is mentioned several times in the Bible and the Quran, being known for its skills in raising cattle and for trading incense, a commodity valued in antiquity. Kedar is also often associated with the northern regions of Arabia and southern Jordan. The other tribes, such as Adbeel, Mibsam, Mizma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphi, and Kedemah, spread to various parts of the Middle East, each contributing uniquely to the region's culture and economy. Duma is often identified with the city of Dumat al-Jandal in Saudi Arabia, while Tema is known for being an important oasis city and commercial center in northwestern Arabia. Hadad and Jether are mentioned in ancient sources as nomadic groups, while Naphi and Kedemah have fewer historical records, but are equally important in the oral tradition of Arabic genealogies. Together, these tribes formed a network of communities that, through trade, migration, and alliances, shaped the social and economic fabric of the ancient Middle East, laying foundations that can still be seen in the structure of modern societies in the region. The history of the dispersion of the 12 tribes of Ishmael is marked by significant migrations and historical events that influenced their geographical distribution. After Ishmael's death, his tribes spread widely across the Arabian Peninsula and surrounding regions, settling in strategic areas for trade and grazing. During the following centuries, these tribes adapted to various political and social changes, such as the rise of the Persian, Roman, and Byzantine empires, which shaped the landscape of the Middle East. The tribes of Ishmael, being nomads and traders, played a crucial role in the trade routes linking the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean, facilitating the exchange of goods, cultures, and ideas. In addition, conflicts and alliances between these tribes and other peoples of the region contributed to their dispersion and the formation of new cultural identities. Today, descendants of the tribes of Ishmael can be found in various parts of the Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and other countries in the region. The tribes of Nebaioth and Kedar, for example, left a significant legacy in the culture and history of Jordan and Saudi Arabia. In places like Petra and Dumat al-Jandal, the influences of ancient Ismaili tribes can still be seen in traditions and architecture. In many of these regions, the lineages of the tribes of Ishmael mingled with other local populations, forming the basis of modern Arab peoples. In Saudi Arabia, many families trace their origins back to Ismaili tribes, while in Jordan, Bedouin traditions preserve aspects of nomadic life that characterize these tribes for millennia. This cultural and historical continuity underlines the importance of the tribes of Ishmael in shaping the identity and social fabric of the contemporary Middle East. The influence of the tribes of Ishmael on Islamic culture is profound and multifaceted. In Islam, Ishmael is considered a prophet and a direct ancestor of the Prophet Muhammad, which gives great spiritual and historical importance to his tribes. The direct connection between Ishmael and Muhammad reinforces the narrative that the Arabs are descendants of Ishmael, a lineage often celebrated in religious texts and oral traditions. In addition, the Kaaba in Mecca is traditionally associated with Ishmael and Abraham, being considered a central symbol of the Islamic faith and a crucial pilgrimage site for Muslims. The tribes of Ishmael, therefore, not only contributed to the formation of communities and societies in the Middle East, but also to the construction of a religious and cultural identity that remains to this day. In the contemporary context, the legacy of the tribes of Ishmael continues to influence the social, cultural, and political life of the Middle East. Cultural practices, such as Bedouin hospitality and the importance of genealogy and lineage, are traits that can be traced back to the traditions of the tribes of Ishmael. Moreover, the stories and legends associated with these tribes are often evoked in political and social discourses to reinforce Arab unity and identity. The heritage of the Ismaili tribes is also visible in the language, literature, and arts of the region, where references to the ancient tribes are still common. This ongoing cultural impact highlights how the historical roots of the tribes of Ishmael continue to shape the perception and reality of the peoples of the Middle East, creating a bridge between the past and the present that is vital to understanding present-day Arab and Islamic identity. The history of the 12 tribes of Ishmael is not only an ancient narrative, but a living testimony to the rich cultural and historical tapestry of the Middle East. Over the centuries, the tribes of Ishmael spread and integrated into various regions, leaving an indelible mark on the formation of modern Arab societies. His contributions to trade, politics, and culture shaped the development of the region in profound and lasting ways. God's promise to Hagar about Ishmael was fulfilled in a great way, with his tribes influencing vast areas and often acting as intermediaries between different civilizations. Today, the traditions and values inherited from these tribes continue to be celebrated and practiced, showing the resilience and continuity of their heritage. Understanding the history of the 12 tribes of Ishmael is essential to appreciate the complexity and diversity of today's Middle East. The roots of the tribes of Ishmael provide a unique perspective on the formation of the cultural and religious identities of the region. This common heritage reinforces the link between past and present, evidencing how ancient traditions still shape modern life. By exploring where these tribes live today, we reveal not only a map of migrations and settlements, but also a network of cultural connections that transcends borders and times. This journey through the history of the tribes of Ishmael reminds us of the richness of the Arab legacy and the importance of preserving and valuing these traditions for future generations. Thus, the history of the tribes of Ishmael is not just a chapter of the past, but an ongoing history that continues to influence and inspire the contemporary world.